You guys took a job.
Took a job, huh?
Yeah, it's Duchess Morwen's birthday. There's a lot more traffic than usual because people are traveling from far and wide. Of keeping the estate secure. You guys are all temp workers and event staff, basically to make sure that the roads stay clear and that people that need directions and such can make it into town. And this is going to be like a week-long affair, ending with a big party at the end of the week. So it's a regular paying gig that really doesn't involve much doing of anything, and those are fun. You guys strike me as the lazy sort of adventurers. Is that far off the mark?
No, I think you're
That's pretty close, I'm not gonna lie.
So, prefer some action, but likes peace as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly like taking money as people pull their cars into the gravel parking lot outside of the stadium for the sports event. Apparently, a band of travelers are camped outside of town, like about a half a mile away, and they've kind of set up, like, they're camped out in the middle of the road, and they're like not accosting travelers, but basically like bullying them into like giving them free stuff as they come into town. You've been tasked to deal with that, clear them out of here, either with force if necessary, or casually if you can pull it off. She sent some people the day before to move them out, and they came back all sheepish and were like, well, they're just such nice people, we couldn't ask them to leave. So the powers that be decided that maybe sending some assholes to get the job done would work.
So I guess we're walking up to these people then?
Well, that's the task you've been given.
Okay. As we walk up, I'm just like, wow, we all kind of have white hair. That's really weird.
We're all old souls.
Except for these two big guys over here. Hi, I'm Ash and Ram. It's nice to meet you. She holds out her hand, and it's covered in like dirt and mud.
Oh.
They haven't invented hygiene yet.
It's true.
She literally lives under a giant mushroom. She doesn't know anything.
Oh my goodness, she's the fungus. Christ. Q's gonna look at you. I'm gonna say part of his name, I guess. He's got blonde hair, so there's that. But he's not gonna shake your hand, just because he's not used to that at all. He's gonna say hi. Name's Kokolin. You can call me Q. It's kind of shorter. So not good with talking to people, really.
Is it a monkey? What is it? Oh, it's a person. Okay.
It is a person.
Okay, sorry, I had to look at human.
Good times.
It's nice to meet you. Hi. She's like being completely overcome by this giant person.
He's 5'5".
Big boy.
She's 4'3".
Big squat boy.
She's so tiny.
Nice. He's gonna go ahead and wave. He's gonna go ahead and wave, and it's nice to meet me too.
Huh?
Well, this 6-foot man is gonna walk up and like tower over. Like, why are you so small?
Turn to me.
I starved a lot as a youth.
This is going to be one of those kinds of groups. Okay, it's very nice to meet you all.
Yeah, you've all got your orange event staff vests on.
Wow, you're very pretty.
Thank you. I love your hair. She was clearly talking to me.
Oh.
I guess you're pretty too.
I knew it. I was right.
Hey, are you a dwarf? And she turns to the only guy with a beard.
Oh, yeah, Crow. Nice to meet you.
You look like you have my hair on your face.
Thank you. I'll drink to that. You just take another sip of his ale. He's been drinking this entire time. He has not stopped.
Okay, Mr. Dwarf. So we're supposed to go and, I guess, ask these people to leave? I don't I guess I can do that.
Anybody here good with people? Because I'm looking at us and I'm thinking no.
Yeah.
I am very good with people.
I'm still thinking no.
Oh, okay.
Oops, sorry. She dodges the inaccuracy of the statement.
He does a backflip out of the way. Yeah, I can give you a little bit more context if you want about who these people are.
Sure.
Apparently, this band of travelers seemed harmless at first, but reports started coming in that they were harassing people coming and going, demanding money and booze, and they were scaring people by threatening them with hexes. Anybody who didn't, that wasn't generous. So there was a first wave of people that went who were the more diplomatic group, but they returned kind of embarrassed and shy about, they were pretty nice, and then they were very apologetic about these people, but they didn't get them gone. So you've been asked to give them a stern message to leave before dawn. Otherwise, if their carts are still there, they're all going to be burned down. And there is a hint of, now we're not looking for an armed conflict here, but if they draw arms against you, be prepared to defend themselves. Or be prepared to defend yourselves.
Okay.
But, don't fight them. It's just make sure that they know that if they're still here in the morning, they're going to be attacked.
Okay.
Please drive them off if you can now.
All right. So, instruction's pretty simple, guys.
You guys are a little bit more intimidating and tough than your average regular Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're. I would imagine people see you and they're like, "Oh, she's got some hidden evil tiny child magical girl power." So,
thank you.
Well, don't worry.
I can go do it. She just walks up to this group of people who she's never met before.
The girl's like, I should probably go with her.
I think we should all go with her.
Yeah, perhaps this one shouldn't be alone.
Just my luck. I get stuck with it.
So it's this very tiny tiefling with these goat horns and then a bunch of towering individuals behind her. Hello! We would ask you to leave, please.
That's the plan?
Yes.
I like this plan.
Okay.
I said please.
These people, so there is a camp on a hill outside the gates near the road.
Okay.
They have dogs. They begin barking as you approach. The evening is growing dark, and you can see that it's basically like a wagon circle. There's 3 wagons that are kind of parked in a triangle around each other. There's half a dozen big horses tied to a tree nearby. They're all decorated with bright, bangles and tassels and things, and they've got big, colorful blankets on them. There's this crackling bonfire, and there are people just kind of dancing and partying and drinking. There's music coming out, and it's. Were you not asked to run these people off, it would seem very, very fun.
So I guess I'll just walk up and I'll whistle that really loud, annoying dog whistle, the.
Oh, thanks for doing that into the microphone.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry. And to just get everybody's attention. And then just say, hello! We were asked to tell you to leave. So could you leave, please?
The people continue dancing and singing. A few people laugh and chuckle. And one of the older men who is sitting on a bench near the fire laughs and comes up, and he offers to shake your hand. And he says, "Hello there."
She shakes, but she gets wiggled.
I'm Stanimir. We're not looking to make enemies. Come. Stay a while and drink with us. You're welcome here.
So drinking sounds fantastic, but
hold on, we cannot do that, sir. We are on
ale.
We're on a job. We asked you to leave, so leave, please.
Well, let me tell you a story, and then I promise we'll make haste out of here.
Wait, if you're gonna
I
tell
like
me
the story.
Is he telling the truth that he's actually going to leave?
Give me
First roll of the game. Let's
first
see
roll
it.
of the game. Yeah.
Big one.
Do me that good insight.
A 9.
If he doesn't, you can make him. You feel confident in it. None of these people look like they're like, big brutish guys. They're just folks, and they've all got like colorful clothes on. They're definitely here to party. You've managed to walk into. It wouldn't be a Renaissance fair because that's appropriate. So it's just a fair. But there's like maybe 15 or so people total here. Less than that probably. And they're just drinking and dancing, and nobody's asked you for money. They've actually only offered you drinks. You see a bottle of wine appear, being filled up and passed around to you all.
Why does this water smell so funny?
Zergo, is there one being offered to Ash and Ram?
Oh, okay.
No.
Can I have it later? I haven't drank anything in a couple of days.
I don't. Do you not present as old enough to drink? Because if you don't, I don't think this guy is that bad.
She's very short, and she looks like her picture, and she's very inexperienced in pretty much everything having to do with human affairs.
Now, little one, are you sure you're old enough for this?
I think so. I have seen 19 winters, and when I say that, I tend to get whatever I want.
19 winters, that's plenty old.
Zergo looks at her tiny frame like, if she drinks that, she's not going to feel good.
It's a learning experience. Let her have it.
I believe in her. By the way, they handing us like mugs, or they handing us like you said
just
bottles
of wine.
All right, dope.
Well, they're the things you get at the checkout counter. The like single serves.
The tiny little bottles of wine that you get at like hotels.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pocket it. So I'm not gonna drink on the job right now.
I drink it, I just grab it. I was like, okay. Just
everyone sit. Let me tell a story for you.
I have a quick question. Is there a barrel?
I don't like that. It's not water.
Yeah. I tried to warn you, kid.
You had a question?
Is there a barrel of ale that I can see? Just a barrel? I don't like wine.
Most of the wine that the others are drinking are coming out of bottles. There is a crate full of bottles, and many more where that came from. They're not drinking beer; they're drinking wine.
Oh, nah, I'll pass.
Just gonna pocket it. Hey, I'm not drinking on the job right now. Maybe later.
I'm drinking my ale.
The man who introduced.
We are on a job. You need to leave.
Yeah, Zergo's gonna cut to the chase. Listen, we've been getting reports that you've been, let's see, getting people to give you stuff, and people on, the organizer of this don't like that.
Well, as I said, I give you my word, it's my honor that we will no longer be here in the morning.
All right, but just to let you know, if you are still here by the morning, we have been given orders to chase you out, and I don't want that to come. I don't want it to come to that.
Don't worry, we have no wish to make enemies of Lady Moore. But come, listen to my story.
You keep saying that,
listen, please.
But
listen
every time we ask you to leave, that's all you say, and it makes me think that you don't want to leave. I'm sorry, but our job's to get you to go. We can listen to a story, but then I think you should pack up.
So, my word that we'll leave at first light when it's safe is no good to you?
No, because I think you've told that to other people before.
It's also probably safer for you to leave pretty much after the story.
But I do like stories. Can we still hear the story?
He takes a big drink of wine, since he's getting somewhat frustrated with you. And then he spits it out into the fire, which turns from this bright flickering orange to a deep kind of emerald green, and the flames begin to dance and shapes begin to appear in the fire. Are you sure that you're not interested in my story?
I want to hear the story, but then you gotta go, man. I can do that too. Watch, and I'll cast Chaos Bolt on the fire.
It's happened.
You cast a bolt of fire into, or you do your Chaos Bolt into the fire, and it explodes in this big form of like a shadowy shape of a man on a horse.
Cool! It's never done that before.
Wielding a spear. That comes charging out at you, and it's spooky at the end. The man continues. One night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injuries and quenched his thirst with wines, and he survived. We asked him who he was, but he wouldn't say. All that he wanted was to return home, but we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him in as one of our own and followed him back towards his homeland. His enemies continued to hunt him. They said he was a prince. Yet we didn't give up on him, even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. You see the shadowy figure in the bonfire stand and draw a sword, fighting off this horde of ghostly shadows. This man of royal blood fought to protect us, as we protected him. We bore him safely to his homeland, and he thanked us. He said, I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave when you choose, and know that you will always be safe here. The figure in the dancing fire slays these ghostly apparitions and then disperses in a cloud of smoke and embers. The man telling the story, Stanimir, his face grows grave and dark. It says, our noble prince has fallen in a terrible state. We've traveled far and wide to find heroes such as yourselves to end our Dreadlord's curse and put his soul to rest. Perhaps it is time, as you say, that we make our haste back to his homeland. Everyone, our welcome is no longer wanted. Our welcome here is no longer wanted. Let us end our revelry and head home. Everybody gets all sad and mopey, but they stands up and someone comes and drenches the fire, and they begin to load their chairs and gear and things back onto the carts. And it's probably going to take them like 2 hours to tear down this thing. What do you want to do?
I feel kind of bad.
I'll watch.
I feel nothing.
Circle is gonna go help them. Well, you're gonna feel bad first, but it is our job. So what he's gonna do is help you guys pack up.
I appreciate your concern.
Do you need help finding your prince? Or help with your prince?
Are you saying that you would be willing to return to Barovia with us and speak to Madame Ava?
Sure, I got nothing better to do.
Well,
It was nice meeting you guys. I turned to the party.
Oi, will you keep giving me wine if I come along?
Absolutely.
Sure, I'm in.
well, yeah, yes, I'll join in too.
Yay, an entire party of making poor decisions. I'm so excited.
You got no ale. Do you have any money?
Do they have money?
Do they have money?
It seems like these are not the kind of folks who would have a lot wealth upon them.
You got no ale. You got no money. What's in it for me?
Somewhat of a purpose, you louse?
I suppose nothing. Then this is our noble prince needs heroes to save him.
Can I do an insight check on this?
He is a prince.
Because I want to make sure that, like, he's not like a noble prince to save us, but also to save him, he's going to eat you, kind of thing.
Well, you know, to save his appetite. Make an insight check.
You don't even know the noble prince's name.
I don't. I just don't want to be food. A lot of people eat goat, man. Boo.
You're not a very insightful party, I guess.
I actually am. I just rolled poorly.
These guys have, I don't know, like, you understand why the people from earlier didn't, you know, commit to making them leave. These guys are all fun. They're, like, very friendly. They immediately offer you wine, and then now there's some snacks coming along since we have to travel overnight. They're friendly. People are, like, you know, smiling, making small talk conversation. They're very touchy, so, like, you know, hands on your shoulders and things like that. People go in for hugs, which you may or may not consent to. So it doesn't look, and like when some of you are admitting to return with them, they are exceedingly, like, enthusiastic about it.
By the way, what's the guy's name? You keep talking about him. What's his actual name?
Madame Ava will give you all the answers that you seek.
You don't know the name of your own prince? That's weird.
Know his name.
What was it?
Really
Lost to the
weird.
Ages or whatever?
So,
Apparently, these people saved this man. So, what's his name?
Can a circle with his background in the military recall, like, any stories about that?
Give me a history check.
Oh! Nice.
Not around these parts. Stanimir says, well, can't leave in the morrow, and we're packing rather hastily in order to not scorn your wonderful, wonderful Duchess, he says with a little bit of disgust in his. We'll need to camp overnight, so we'll put some distance between us and your keep here, and begin the revelry again.
I don't think that's a good idea. They said they'd burn you down if you stay. If they see you again.
They said at first light, I believe.
How would you know what they said at first light?
That's what you told me when you arrived. If we were not gone by the morrow, our camps would be burnt. I agreed to leave in the morrow and said that's not good enough. So now we're leaving now.
Should we told them that? I just lean over to Zerg. We
This
told them
man's
the
drunk
truth.
on the job again.
Yeah.
Shit.
Ash told him.
God damn it.
All I'm saying is we'll get as far as what is safe before we set camp again.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you sure you don't have any ale?
Why don't you go collect some? I'm sure you'll be able to return by the time we're setting out, and then you leave the campaign.
Damn, it's gone.
Yeah, you travel a good, probably like not. You're not sure of the distance really because you're traveling in the dark at this point, and none of you are really driving any of these wagons. You're invited to just kind of camp out in one of the wagons until they set up camp a few miles down the road, out of sight of the community that you're defending, I guess. And at some point they say, well, it's too late for us to have a party, but we can still spread out some more wine and we'll set up a camp for you. We're thin on camping gear, but we have enough to spare.
I've slept in worse.
They help pitch you guys up a not like a standalone tent. It's basically like some sheets draped around a tree for some privacy, and give you some like comfy, very thin kind of like hay mattresses to sleep on. and give you as much wine as you want to help you fall asleep.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So, okay. Zergo was concerned about Ash and Ram before, and now he's seeing Mata like super enthusiastic about this, and now he's just genuinely worried about both of them.
Maybe
At some
We should
point,
be.
she found some moss and mushrooms behind like a big rock. Because like all this talking, she doesn't really care. So she's just eating these mushrooms that she found.
Oh boy, even better drink.
maybe we shouldn't drink. Maybe we should just. We're in the wilderness at this point. One of us has to take, and so we should all take.
Good suggestion. I say as I lay down.
Zergo says in the
You're not
Dwarvish.
in the wilderness. You're on a road.
Are there trees?
There are trees.
Wilderness.
Oh, okay.
Zergo says in Dwarvish, I've never met a dwarf that refused to drink.
I have my ale. I just pick up the big mug. So I'll take first watch. I'll wake up after about 2 hours. I'll wake someone up. You all get your rest.
I'm gonna have him do first watch, and then I'm just gonna hope he never wakes me up. That'll be it.
Okay. Who's doing? I want to know who's doing. Third watch.
I'll wake up Zergle for second watch. You can wake up whoever you want.
All right, Zergo, who you waking up?
Um.
You wake up Crow again? Think about it. You'll never expect it.
Okay. Zergo doesn't really know any of you, so I'm gonna roll 1d3 to see who I wake up first.
Rudely.
1 for Ku, 2 for Mata, 3 for Ash. Alright, I'll wake up Ku.
Damn it. Wakes up yelling, God damn it. All right.
All right. Yeah, you go into the tent and kick him and wake him up. Ku, is that?
Well, unless you want to say Colin, I'll go back to Ku.
Give me a perception check, please.
Wonderful. That's a 5.
You step outside of the tent and look around, and through the night, a kind of a misty fog has been building up. It hasn't been like suspicious on its own, but Q, when you go out, the other carts and wagons and camps are not there anymore.
I don't see any innate danger, right?
Yeah, Zergil has just lost the camp somehow during his watch. Your deduction is.
All right. Seeing as I literally just step outside and see this, I'm gonna go back here and say, Circle. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. You never cease to impress me. Where's the camp?
The what?
The camp. The camp, Circle. The thing we're all watching. Where is it?
Zergo goes out and looks around, and the camp's gone.
It's very dark, and you can't see much farther than a few feet away. But where once you could see, wagons and draft horses hitched to a tree, you can no longer see anything. It's just gray mist in every direction in the dark.
So I go ahead and ask again. So,
Yeah.
where's
What happened?
the camp? What did you do? How did you? I don't care how you did it. Just what did you do?
All I know is that it was there when I woke you up, so you must have done something.
You say that. You have no proof. I have proof by when the time I got out wasn't there. You did it. I don't know why you did it. I don't know how you did it. You did it. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. They must have left on their own.
Sorry. Ash and Ram? Ash?
Yes.
You wake up because it's so chilly.
I wake up. Bunk. It's cold! Who took my blood? Oh. Why is it so cold?
Why are you so loud?
Yelling.
Why were you yelling?
It's cold.
Well, since you're all up, who lost the camp?
The camp is
That
gone.
is a lie.
What?
Well, one of them is a lie. All right, the camp is gone. I didn't lose it.
Well, it was there when I was on watch.
Zergle, I
don't know how he lost the camp.
Ram.
This man's magic.
Zergle lost the camp. Did he lose the wine too?
Did he lose the wine?
The wine you have on hand, you still have. The wine that was in the crates of bottles were in one of the wagons, and that wagon isn't nowhere to be found either.
No.
also lost the wine.
Oh,
Lost the wine.
Zergle, how could you?
You
Well,
guys see
you gotta
that
make that laugh.
Ashram is staring at her hands and like sweating, and then like looking where she had thrown the chaos bolt at the fire, and then looking back at her hands. She's like, "Did I make the camp disappear? Oh no!" And then she's like freaking out. I gotta go pee. And she just walks away as far as she can.
Yeah,
Takes
you
like 5
walk
minutes.
and you're in like the trees around you are these looming gray ghosts. The woods here are much thicker than you expect them to be before you set down for the night, and substantially more menacing. So you have a really anxiety-ridden pee break.
What's the game plan now? Can I go back to sleep? Is this a dream? This is a bad dream, isn't it?
We're all dreaming.
You know what? I like that
there
plan.
A weird atmosphere coming back. Like, okay, so this camp was set up here, right? And even though they were mostly our focus, we would have taken note of the forest around us. So does it look like the forest has changed? Has like a fog set in? Weird going on.
There's definitely a fog set in, and it makes it difficult to see farther than a few feet in front of you. Do perception or nature.
Okay,
Nature. Ew.
Bless you.
thanks.
Giving you guys
Sweet.
opportunities to build up your dice rolling skills back into double digits. There you go.
Hey, volume, well, double digits.
I think it's happening.
These are not the same trees around where you camped.
And I know a lot about forests as I grew up in one and don't leave it very often. And I come back from my pee break. I'm running. I'm like, guys, oh god, gotta work
yeah,
out more.
The trees from before it was like early spring. They were starting to blossom. Not they weren't like blooming everywhere, but
We need to wake up.
the little flecks of color.
We need to wake up. Everybody wake up. Stay awake. I start fanning people, and like I toss a mug at the dwarf's head just to make sure he's awake. Everybody, okay, this is not a drill. We are not where we were before. I am very freaked out.
Oh, it is a dream.
No, it's not a dream.
I mean,
Okay.
there's a pretty
What's up?
easy way to tell if it's a dream.
I slap myself really hard.
All
Does it work?
right.
Where everybody enjoys it.
Wait, what?
I'm awake now. I knew it,
Why would
It-
It hurt a lot. Ow!
but it didn't hurt me, which means I'm asleep.
I kick you in the nuts just to like show you that you're awake.
It's just mean.
I don't know how bodies work, so she just kicked where she could.
That's actually a high kick for you.
I know.
It's a really high kick for you.
She got little spindly legs. She just kind of tosses them everywhere.
Zergle's
Remind me
like,
to
just
stay
like,
away from that one.
Zergle just
Okay,
makes this.
So yes, you're hurt too, right? See, I kick really hard. I have goat legs. Anyway,
or as I like to call them, my legs.
I do. I have goat legs that are my legs. Not the point. The forest is different, and it doesn't smell the same, and I don't think we're in the same place. I don't know what's going on. It's really cold. I think we need to try to go back to town or something.
You know where we are right now?
No!
In a dream.
How are we getting back to town?
I have
Well,
no idea.
Someone do survival.
Survival, if you insist.
I can
Hey.
try.
It's only a few hours left until morning. And going anywhere in this dense of fog at night is probably super dangerous.
Well,
You may want to wait until the morning.
I'm gonna go ahead and explain to the people. I'm like, well, I can't see anything. I still think it's a dream. My watch has ended. I'm gonna go back to sleep and hope this clears up in a few hours. I say as I lay down.
I have nothing to watch out here, but good night.
I haven't even gotten up.
Yeah, this.
This is nothing but so many poor decisions.
All right.
Okay, I guess I'll stay up. She sits next to the giant human man and the big ape looking dude, and just like sits in the middle of them and keeps her eyes wide open.
Zergo's like gonna like sit down, sword drawn into the ground, and like just in case something comes at us, they're gonna get a nasty surprise.
You just hold your legs to your chest and rock back and forth. It is a rough night for some of you, and an otherwise exceptional night for the rest. But before too much longer, you can see the color of the mist begin to change into from a dark, blue, black, gray to lighter shades until it starts to become misty white, as what you suppose is the sun rising. As it gets brighter and brighter, the fog, burns away some to where rather than being only a few feet, it's just several dozen feet of distance that you can't see. And you find yourself on a narrow, choked road with thick, mountainous trees on either side, kind of bearing down on you, and a road leading in either direction off into the fog.
Okay, this is definitely not where we went to sleep. I start slapping everybody. Wake up!
Zergo is already awake. He's been standing guard the entire time.
I slap him anyway. Wake up! Everybody, wake up!
You can't see the sun, but you can kind of like a sunrise direction where there's a muted kind of light feeling, but you don't feel warmth on your face.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Well, this is a longer dream than I thought it'd be. Alrighty, guys, pick a direction.
You're very dumb, aren't you?
Yeah, pick a direction.
I pick that away. Let's walk.
I follow that way.
There's kind of what you feel is like the way you were going with these people and back the way you came, but you're not 100% sure those are genuine.
I follow the way that was pointed. I don't know which way it was pointed. I continue on that path.
I go the way back where we came.
He's gone.
Split the party.
Wait. That's not the way. Okay, I go the way that everyone else.
Nobody's left. Nobody's won the campaign twice already. He's done.
There is the benefit is like you guys now have like a sheet and a couple of little straw mattresses. So you guys have a couple of camping supplies now. Not much, but it's all you look at it and you realize that like straw is all like worm eaten, and the tent canvas you were given is ratty and torn in places. And you don't feel like it was that way when you set it up last night. There was a hole here. It's gone now.
Huh. That's actually fairly normal for me.
The road,
Does it look like signs of aging, or just like they're kind of gross and poorly taken care of?
Yeah, they're gross and poorly taken care of. It doesn't look like they're ancient and decrepit.
Huh.
Okay.
The roadway here is muddy, and there's like pools of black standing water that reflect the trees in places. These trees have their like branches kind of scrabbling and clawing at the mist, desperate to get some sunshine. You walk along, hustle along, spooked and scared. It's chilly and such. And before too long, you come across a immense stone gate with a huge wooden door flanked by two statues jutting out of these impenetrable woods. The iron bars on them are covered in this chilly dew, and two headless statues of soldiers guard the gate on either side. These immense, massive statues that are headless but still stare at you in silence. I got an art. Have an art.
It's got an art. Anybody got any clue where this is?
Douglas gonna take a look around. See, just scan the area, see if there's anything of note.
Okay. Investigate.
Okay. Oh,
holy smokes!
You've done it.
First nat 20 of the game.
Last nat 20 of the game.
The most interesting thing, any kind of foot traffic or wagon traffic or anything here. It doesn't look like there has been anyone here for as long as it takes for tracks to, fizzle out. They fizzle. And this gate is huge and ancient. And
you tried knocking?
There is only one way to get their attention. Zerko goes up and knocks on the door.
You raise your hand up and reach to knock on the door, and the door dodges.
Oof.
It very loudly, there's like a boom, and the door swings open as you approach it and raise your hand to strike on it. It creakily opens up.
Who's not very smart now? Still probably me.
It's good to be self-aware.
That may or may not be a good sign.
I
Hey,
think
who
it's
want to go
the
first?
best. I think it's the best sign. I mean, you're bigger. You're already there. Wait.
Anyone home?
Yeah.
The other side of the
Closing
gate.
Okay. And she walks inside.
Yeah, the other side. It's not into a location. It's a wall. On the other side is more road and even more crowded woods that have towering trees. You can't see the tops of them because they're blocked out in the gray, misty light, unnaturally close to each other, and it's eerily silent inside.
Sees Asha running past him, and he's like, going like reach out a hand to grab her, like, nope, don't go in there alone.
Don't go in there alone. We have to all commit to this.
Yeah.
Well, then let's go together.
More wine.
Zergo's gonna keep an eye out, like, just around him, see if there's anything going on.
I play the pan food a little bit, see if there's any reaction from anything.
Where
It
are
actually
you?
sounds like bright and chipper. It's like this whole morning's been really creepy, but when you play those panpipes, it sounds like refreshing. It's like, wow, that really takes the edge off.
A part of me was hoping you'd feel like it sounds like a death flute. It's just
No, it's like
it is Wednesday, my dudes.
It's happening.
Where are you hiding?
That's what surprises you. Is you expect it to be muted and dull sounding, but no, it's like it's bright and it's like actual, like, I don't know. You can play this thing, I suppose. Sounds decent.
I did it. I'm doing it.
You solved
oh,
my
cool. Can you
curse
teach me how to
puzzle.
play that?
I look at an imaginary watch. Get more
What's
time.
on your hand? Is it candy?
It's dirt. When we get more time.
What kind of dirt? I just like move my hand across with it, like my fingers. Oh, it's like dry clay. I love that kind of dirt. And then I just keep checking out the house.
Nice.
She's real weird.
What a weird kid.
You guys want to go through these gates?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Excellent.
We'll all die.
You're all, yeah. Congrats. Welcome to the Saul puzzle that is the rest of this campaign. As the doors begin to creakily and very obviously and quickly swing closed and slam shut behind you after you've put some distance between you.
Is there anything on the inside that we need to be aware of? Like, is there stuff?
No, you're still on the road in the woods. That was like a border kind of wall. You know, we're gonna.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's Attack on Titans.
It's like
You
a
have
big gate. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you have not entered into a structure. You've entered into different roads.
Huh.
The only thing that's of any kind of difference that anyone notes is Mata.
Mm-hmm.
Something is dead around here. You smell something rotting.
Well.
Smells like food.
You're not sure what it is, but you can definitely tell where it's coming from if you want to move.
I would like to, yes.
About 15 feet off the road, like in the thick underbrush of these woods, is a half-buried humanoid corpse.
What? Got it.
It's clothed. It looks to be a young man in his late 20s. His clothes are torn and raked, and with these ragged-looking claw marks on it. You can see that crows have been at it for a while.
Can I kind of see a cause of death? Like, did it look like an animal or like?
He's been dead for a while, so it's hard to tell. He's just got claw marks all over him. So something big: a bear, a wolf.
I sniff around just to see how old it is, and if I think it's
nature
too
check.
old, I won't touch it.
He also has crumpled in his hand a envelope.
Ooh, what does the envelope say?
Take the
you
hand.
grab it and take his hand. It is a parchment envelope with a big B, the letter B, set in a wax seal.
Yeah. Those people say they're going to Baroness of Barovia or something?
Something like that, yes.
They definitely said something at some point.
Are you going to commit the felony of unsealing the...
Oh, for sure, yes.
Absolutely.
That's illegal.
Here it is.
Huh.
Hail thee of might and valor. I, the burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now, my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indorovich, Burgomaster.
Sounds sucky.
You're fired.
I look at it for a very, very long time, and then I hold it up facing other people. It's like, I don't know how to read.
This sign can't stop me. I can't read.
Oh, this thing is here.
What thing?
Whatever bit this arena.
She honestly doesn't know how to read. So someone either has to read it to her, or she's just gonna go along with whatever.
Okay.
All right. I read it out loud to.
Oh, okay.
Ashley.
What
Very
is
slopper.
a vampire? Does anybody know?
Good question.
You know bats. I like bats.
You know
This is-
bats.
Wait,
What
do we
does
know?
conquer mean?
It means to take over something by force.
It's not always by force.
Well, conquer is inherently force, yes.
Yeah.
What does entrapped mean?
All right, you know trapped, right?
You need to
know
go to
it.
school.
Yeah.
Both.
Oh, okay.
What does school mean?
So if we save this lady from the vampire, we'll get
Mhm.
money?
You hear a lone howling noise far off in the woods.
Puppy!
Not a puppy.
No,
Yes, puppy.
no, Zergo takes Ash by the shoulder just in case she runs off again. Like, nope, don't
I just
chase
take
that.
out- I take out my light crossbow.
I take out my double-bladed scimitar. We're gonna go ahead and just be on guard.
There's a response of a wolf howl, significantly nearer than the original.
Big puppy!
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's.
Y'all wanna get out of the woods for this?
Yeah.
I cast Mage Arm.
I say as I follow the party out of the woods for this.
Yep.
Yeah. Come on, Ash. And then Zergo picks her up and then starts walking away.
Yeah, you guys have returned to the road.
I don't know if I like this. You're
Let's
very
look.
tall.
By the way, is there? So I know you said it was a bush, right? We're still surrounded by forest on either side, right? Or no?
Yep. And based on where you saw the sunrise, you're kind of headed west, southwest-ish.
All right, guys. So y'all want to keep heading down this path and hope they go towards a dead body and not the live ones?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Oh my goodness!
All right, you continue
Following my
along
plan.
the road, and after let's see here, from the gate, you walk about another mile and a half, maybe less, and the woods open up into a big clearing that you can't really see a lot of because the fog is still thick. You only have about maybe a mile and a half of direction, but you can see that to your south is what you think to be a river about a mile away. that flows east and west, and straight ahead, the road you can see kind of merging out of the mist are some maybe rooftops or houses. There might be a village that way, and then the north is more woods.
All right, so we got woods, more woods, river, or potentially a village. Where do you want to go? All right, so you want to get a little more info about this place before we run off into the woods again?
I would also love to stock up on some, basic essential necessities.
I mean, the three of us have been picking berries and water.
So in his head is like, I think she just wants to stock up on wine.
Ding, 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 ding.
Correct.
We've got 2 alcoholics in the same camp. God.
To the village.